shir mizmor Hanukkah hamizbeach Az egmar beshir mizmor Hanukkah hamizbeach Rock of ages, let our song praise thy saving power. You amidst the raging foes were a sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your armor veiled us, and thy word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and thy word broke their sword when our own strength failed us.
Hey guys, this is Andrew with rockclass101.com, and in this week's ukulele lesson, Ashley's going to be teaching you a beautiful Hanukkah tune, which is called Rock of Ages. Now, this arrangement I think is going to be perfect for folks who love to strum and sing, but want to add more finger picking into their playing style. And this one has that in spades. So if you do want to work more so on singing and finger picking at the same time, this is going to be a really good piece for you. Now, with that said, let's take a step back and let's talk a little bit about this lesson. So in this video, Ashley's going to be teaching you how to play the entire song, but if you want to get the tabs to print off and follow along with, that's going to be available at this link right here. Or you can go to the site, rockclass101.com, do a search for Rock of Ages. Now, also on that page is the really cool interactive on-screen tab viewer. This is a great feature where you can hit play, you can watch the tab scroll across in real time, you can highlight bars to loop sections, slow it down to any speed you wish. Just a great asset in learning a tune like this that much easier. All right guys, so I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Ashley to teach you how to play this. Don't forget to grab the low G ukulele, and I'll catch you at the end of the video.
Hi, I'm Ashley Orlando, and today I'm going to be teaching you a traditional Hanukkah song. In English, it's called Rock of Ages. I'm going to teach this song in 2 sections. Feel free to learn one or both sections of the song. This first section is a little bit of chord melody. So we are looking to let the melody come out from our playing. I'm not going to sing along with this portion of the song because it demonstrates that you can play this instrumental if you like. The intro that we're going to play is the same as the first 4 bars, so let's dive in. For this technique, we're going to be using our thumb. We're going to down strum, and depending on what string the melody note is that we're looking for, say for example, it's on the A string, 3rd fret, then we would play all 4 strings. But if it is on the C string, 2nd fret, we're going to want to stop after we press that G string and the C string. And you can see I'm resting a little bit on the E string. One other thing to note is that I want this to sound nice and legato, meaning I want the notes to connect well to each other. So I'm going to keep my fingers in their position for as long as I can. So if I played this again, and I know that my next note is going to be on the E string, 3rd fret, for example, my thumb is already in position, so I don't need to pull it all the way back up in order to get that note. All right? Now, if I'm strumming all 3 strings, I would bring it back up. So take note of that. I'll point out a few places especially where you'll want to try and use this technique. Here we go with bar 1. Now, you'll see that we are playing versions of chords that you know, but don't freak out if we're not playing it exactly the way that you're used to, all right? For this part of the song, I almost like to avoid the chords for the most part until you get comfortable with this style of playing. It can confuse you. I know it confuses me sometimes. So in the beginning, I find that it's easiest to actually focus just on the number of the finger that I'm using and then how many strings I need to strum. But feel free to use the chords if you already have that part down pat. Bar 1, we've got 4 different chords to play. For this part of the song, I'm going to count how many strings we're strumming. So if I say 1 string, just strum the G string. If I say 2, both the G and C. 3, all the way through the E string. And 4, of course, a full strum. Each time that you strum, wherever the melody note is, that's where you want your thumb to stop. So for example, if I'm trying to play the E string, 3rd fret, I want my thumb to go all the way through that E string and stop gently on the A string. So I'm not strumming that string. For bar 1, we have 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to strum 2 strings, then 1, then 2. We're going to put our index finger down on the 1st fret of the E string, strum 3 strings. For bar 2, we've only got 3 chords. So we've got C, which means we need to strum 3 strings. Then put your middle finger down on the 2nd fret of the C string. We're strumming 2 strings. And lift that back up, strum 2 strings again. And for that note, we're holding it a beat and a half. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and. All right, we've got our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string for the and of 4. And notice that was one spot where I didn't lift my thumb off of the string because it was actually very convenient to leave it there. Bar 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. In bar 3, we have 3 chords again. This time the rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4, and. All right, so we've got a C chord, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. And I'm leaving my thumb here because the next chord, all we need is the A string. Strum that by itself. And I still have my ring finger down because, again, looking for that legato sound. Then, when we get to the G5 on beat 3, that's when I'm going to pick up my ring finger and put down my middle finger on that 2nd fret C string. Strum 2 strings there. Then I'm actually going to leave that middle finger because the next 2 notes are on the E string, so they're not interrupting each other. And I'm going to play open E, and then I'm going to put my index finger down and play that E string again. 4 and. So bar 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Now in bar 4, we have 3 chords again, but this time the rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have open 3 strings, then we have a G5 again, and open 2 strings. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play through measures 1 through 4 all together. Remember, this is also the introduction. So once you learn it, you actually know 8 measures. 3, 4. Good. Now let's try it 3 times in a row, which means we'll be playing it for the introduction, bars 1 through 4, and bars 5 through 8. 3, 4. Now you may have noticed that I played one extra note we didn't play before. In bar 8, there's a pickup note from this first section of the song into what I like to think of as an unofficial bridge, because it's where the song changes. So the rhythm for measure 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So we're going to play open 3 strings, then put our middle finger down on the C string for the G5. Then we're going to open that back up, strum 2 strings again, and then notice our finger is ready on the E string. All we need to do is put our ring finger down to play that pickup note. Let's try bars 5 through 8 together. 3, 4. Great job. All right, here's where the song changes a little bit. In bar 9, the rhythm is 1, 2, and 3, 4. So we need our ring finger on the E string, 3rd fret, 1, 2. Then we're going to pluck only that E string again. We don't need to change our left hand at all. That's the and of 2. And then for beats 3 and 4, we're playing single notes. So we're playing the A string open first, and then we're going to put down our middle finger on the A string one more time. So the rhythm is 1, 2, and 3, 4. And notice you can leave your ring finger down until you put your middle finger down if you want to, again, creating a little bit more sustain. In bar 10, we have 2 half notes. All right, so all we need to do is strum twice. And for the first chord, that's C1, I like to play this with my pinky because for beats 3 and 4, I need to quickly put my ring finger down very close by. So I like to have a little bit more sustain by using my pinky for the first 2 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how easy it is to pick up your pinky? Then in bar 11, we're going to go back to using our pinky on beat 1. For beat 2, we're just going to walk this down. So I'm going to use my ring finger now on the 2nd fret of the A string. Then I'm going to lift everything off, play all 4 strings, beat 3. And next I'm going to use my ring finger on the E string 3rd fret for the C5, 1. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Alternatively, you could use your pinky there as well. It's up to you. For bar 12, the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So we're going to play the C5 once more on beat 1. 1, and I'm putting my index finger down on the E string, 1st fret. Then I'm going to lift it up and play that E string open. That's beat 2. On the and of 2, put your index finger back down. For beats 3 and 4, pick up your index finger, put down your middle finger on the C string, 2nd fret. And we strum 2 strings. So bar 12 is... Let's try bars 9 through 12 together. 3, 4. Yeah, you've almost learned this whole section. Here's the last little bit. For bar 13, the rhythm is 1, 2, and 3, 4. We've got 3 open strings first. 1, 2. Then the next 3 notes are single notes. Put your index finger down on the 1st fret of the E string. That's on the and of 2. Then for beat 3, we're going to just switch that out with our ring finger. And finally, beat 4, we pluck an open A string. For bar 14, the rhythm is 1, 2, and 3, 4. So the first chord is a G5. You're going to put your middle finger on the C string, 2nd fret, strum 2 strings, 1, 2. Then on the and of 2, you play an open E string, and put your index finger down, play that E string one more time. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. Then bar 15, we have 2 chords, a C chord and an F chord. We're going to play 3 strings open first, then just 2 strings. Then we play a full F chord, all 4 strings. And on beat 4 and, we're going to play single strings. I'm going to put my ring finger down on the E string, 3rd fret, and then same string, I'm going to put my index finger down. The rhythm for bar 15 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Then in bar 16, the rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and simple. So that's 3 open strings, 1, and put your index finger down on the E string, 1st fret, and then switch that out with your ring finger, 3 strings. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you'll notice a repeat sign, so we're going to go back to bar 13, and then the second time through, we would take the second ending. Let me go over that second ending with you right now. We have 3 chords here, a C, G5, and a C. We're going to play 3 open strings. 1, 2, that's the middle finger on the 2nd fret of the C string, and then open 2 strings. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play bars 13 through 16 all together, and we'll take the repeat and play bar 17 the second time. So we're going to do this whole chunk as if we were going to perform it. 3, 4. How'd you do? Do you think you can play this whole section all together? Let's give it a shot. We'll include the intro, so that means that you're going to play bars 1 through 4 twice before we move on. 3, 4. For this next section of the song, we're going to use a totally different pattern. This is going to be more of a picking pattern. So we're going to assign our thumb to the G string, and then take your next 3 fingers and put them on the other 3 strings so that each finger has a string except your pinky. It's just hanging out at the bottom. Now for this portion of the song, I do want you to pay closer attention to the chords because it will help. We are playing all 4 strings this time, so most of the time you will recognize these shapes that we'll be using. We need to make sure that we play the full chord so that we get the sounds we need. For bar 18, you're going to play a C chord. I have my pinky ready on that C chord in this particular instance. You're going to pluck with these 3 fingers first, and then your thumb will follow. So the rhythm for bar 18 is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But the chords that we play will change. So we've got 1 and on the C chord. Then you switch to the G chord, 2 and, back to C, 3 and then play an F chord, 4 and. And one thing that I do want to point out with this hand is we want to try not to do too much of this motion. It's a little bit more of this motion. This is something that even I have to practice because it's an easy habit to get into, to literally be a jumping flea on your ukulele. but this actually gives you a little bit more control and a little bit more finesse. So bar 18 is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For bar 19, we have the same exact rhythm, C, G, C. So we just don't need to use our F chord for beat 4. For bar 20, we have only 2 chords. We stay on the C for beats 1 and 2 and then we change to an F for 3 and 4 and. Then in bar 21, we go back to a C, 1 and, G, 2 and then back to a C. So you're going to pluck those 3 fingers on beat 3, but then the rhythm changes. All right, so this change is going to sound like this. Now, what am I doing there? I think of it as an inside-outside pattern. So we're starting with the C string inside, one of the inside strings. That's open. Then you play an E string open. Then you go outside to the G string, play that open. Then you play the other outside string, the A string, and I've already got my C chord. And then I'm going to play one more time the E string. That's the only bit that doesn't quite follow the pattern super smoothly. So that's an open string as well. So the rhythm for that section is 3 and a 4 E and a. Bar 21, the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a. Let's try bars 18 through 21 together. 3, 4. How'd you do? Now bars 22 through 25 are exactly the same as bars 18 through 21. But if you are singing the lyrics here, the lyrics would change. Now we move on to that unofficial bridge section again. Bar 26. All we need to do is play a G chord for the whole measure. Super simple. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Bar 27, same thing, but we play a C chord. So I'm going to use my pinky for this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then bar 28, I'm going to play an F chord, same rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And bar 29 is a G chord, same rhythm again, except this time we're going to add that extra inside-outside picking pattern at the end of this measure. So the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and. So bar 29 is a G, 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and. Let's play bars 26 through 29 together. 3, 4. Now we've made it to bar 30. We are so close to being done with this song. All we need here is a C chord. I'm going to use my pinky, and we've gone back to that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In bar 31, same rhythm, but a G chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For bar 32, we need a C chord and an F chord. Same rhythm, we're just going to change halfway. So C, F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now bar 33, you'll see, is a first ending measure because we're going to repeat back to measure 30. So for bar 33, we're just going to play a G chord, and the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and. So we've got that little picking pattern at the end. Then we go back to bar 30. Bar 30, 31, 32 are the same. And then take the second ending, bar 34. Let's do that one. The rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 bar. And this time we're going to play a G chord, 1 and 2 and beats 3 and 4 get a C chord, except because this is the end of the song, I'm going to do something a little bit special. I could play a down strum, but for this particular song, I actually like an up strum better. Notice how that sounds different. That one goes up in pitch, and this one goes down in pitch. So it gives us a nice resolution there. Bar 34 sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Let's play bars 30 through 34 all together. 3, 4. All right, time to try this entire section all in one go. Let's do it. 3, 4.
Rock of ages, let our song praise thy saving power. You amidst the raging foes were our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your armor veiled us, and thy word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and thy word broke their sword when our own strength failed us.
All right, guys, so this week's ukulele lesson was a ton of fun. This is an absolutely gorgeous Hanukkah tune, and really fun because it had a nice amount of finger picking thrown in. So if you're the type of person who has always gravitated towards strumming and singing, this is a nice change of pace because you get to work on singing and finger picking. So guys, before we wrap up, I do want to give you a friendly reminder that if you did want to get the tabs to print off and keep for your records, that was available at this link right here. Or you can go to the site, rockclass101.com, do a search for Rock of Ages. Also on that page was the really cool interactive on-screen tab viewer, so you can literally hit play, you can watch that tab scroll across in real time, highlight bars to loop sections, slow it down, all that fun jazz. So guys, again, I hope you enjoyed learning this tune, and we'll catch you in the next one. Happy Hanukkah.